I was so thrilled when they told me I had a little brother. He was a little red thing in the hospital with a big nose. He had a big nose from the very beginning. But then he came home and he wouldn't sleep at night. He wouldn't sleep at night from the very beginning, too. I guess he was practicing for when he would become a musician and stay up all night playing the drums, having people adore him and adore his music and enjoy his music. He loved music. I remember my grandfather had a cabinet with a lot of musical instruments in it, and he was always enthralled by it. He would come over there, and that's the first place he would go, to that cabinet, to look at the instruments. Some of them were handmade. So I was not around him much when we were growing up. I was 7 years older than him, and I lived at my grandparents' during the week, so I only saw him on weekends and during the holidays. And being that I was older, we had different friends. And I started leaving Barbados when I was 16, so he was only 9 then. But I remember he was a terror from the beginning. He used to cuss from the time he could talk. And I remember my mother having to tell him before we would go anywhere to visit people or to parties or anything, "Now, Malcolm, don't cuss. No cussing, you understand?" And he could barely talk. So, yeah, that was one of the things that was so endearing, I thought, about him. It was his raunchy attitude, his raunchy sense of humor, and his irreverence. So speaking of irreverence, I have a little vial of his ashes, some of his ashes. And I also carry around a little container of ashes from campfires that I clean my silverware with. So the other day when I was going to clean my silverware, I told Greg, I'm going to get the ashes to clean my silverware. And he looked at me and said, "Maxie?" I thought Maxie would really appreciate that story. He's the kind of stuff that legends are made of. So shine on, my silly little brother. Live on. I love you forever.